Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that might be new here, hi, welcome. My name is Megan. I am just your average thrifty bargain hunter turned full-time reseller, and recently I started documenting my journey here on YouTube, and I'm so glad to have you. Today we have a what sold video where I share with you 20 of my most recent sales across multiple different platforms. Today in particular, we're going to be chatting about Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and I do have one Mercari sale to share with you. So if that sounds interesting, please do consider subscribing. And before we get into it, if you want to help my channel in the YouTube algorithm by leaving a comment, but you don't know what to comment, you can go ahead and leave this emoji. Okay, let's get right into it. But first, before I start sharing with you my sales, I just want to preface this video with my sales last week in comparison to the last 5 weeks consistently were cut in half. I literally made half of what I've made for the last 5 weeks consistently. So that's great. And I think this is the consensus with a lot of resellers right now, especially in the US. And from what I'm seeing online on the interwebs, a lot of people think it has something or all to do with the election. And speaking of the election, today is election day. I really hope after the election is over and things hopefully settle down a little bit, people start buying things again, because like I said, my sales were quite literally cut in half from what I made last week. And sadly, eBay was riding the struggle bus as well, right alongside Poshmark. Depop, we're on a smooth train on Depop. We are consistent on Depop, and I will take that. I would like to grow on Depop, but I will take consistency right now. First, we're going to start with eBay. And if you are new here, I will put a picture of the platform we're chatting about somewhere right here on the screen, so we don't have to remember the whole time I'm chatting about it. And I will also pop a photo of the item on the screen in case one, I didn't put it in haul, or two, maybe you missed it. So like I said, first we're going to start with eBay. This is an interesting one, and if you've been following me for any length of time, or maybe you follow me on TikTok, you saw this on my TikTok, or I think I made a short too here on YouTube. Vintage H logo ribbed turtleneck sweater in Hermes orange, size medium. So this sweater had no brand tags, but it did have the wool mark tag, and it did have a size tag. And you could tell this was a very old sweater, vintage sweater. And it is the quintessential Hermes house code orange, the whole sweater. And there's a giant H on the front of it. So I thought, did I find maybe an Hermes sweater? I don't know. Who knows? We will never know. I did price it pretty high. I think I priced it at like $250, and somebody came in on eBay with an offer of $50, which I gladly accepted for $50, and I will make $43. And I did have a question about promoting on eBay. I do promote things on eBay. I've promoted all over the place from 9% all the way down to 2. And right now I'm kind of riding in between 2% and 3%. So 2.5 and 3%. That's kind of where I have my entire eBay store promoted at. Do I think it's helping greatly? I don't know, but I will take any help I can get making sales right now, but I don't want to give them like too much more. So I promote a tiny bit. I don't know. That's my thinking on that. Next sale on eBay, GGPX New York cropped siren red second skin ultra soft leather moto jacket, size small. This sold for $51, and I will make $42. Then on eBay, I sold this Great Connections vintage 90s knit sweater vest, sleeveless top, blue and white. It sold for $23, and I will make $20. Victoria Leather Co. vintage flap shoulder bag in smooth black leather. This sold for $30, and I will make $23. And that's the last eBay sale I have to share. We're going to move into Poshmark, and the first Poshmark sale I have, a Ren Candace puff sleeve square neck pocket maxi dress in neutral linen, size large. This had a flaw to it, and it still sold for $80, and I will make $64. The next Poshmark sale is actually very exciting. I don't get excited anymore usually when I find Madewell, except for if it's a piece that I am interested in keeping for myself because I like Madewell. Madewell just doesn't do that well typically anymore. However, I found these Madewell, the Harlow wide leg pants in Harvest Moon size 2. They sold in less than a week for $58 and I will make $46. Next Poshmark sale, Cricket Athleisure Golf Polo travel wear in black and green, size large. It sold for $30 and I will make $24. And I actually heard of this brand from Gloria via Glow. She mentioned it and I think one of her hauls, and literally the next day when I went to the bins, I saw the little, she made a point to show the little logo and I saw that little logo in the bin, so I knew exactly what it was. So that was exciting. This is my first time picking this brand up, so hi, thank you, Gloria. This sold for $30 and I'll make 24 if I didn't say that already. God, I talk so fast. When I get to going, like, something I really need to work on. Slow down. Okay, next eBay sale, very exciting, full price. I'm sorry. Okay, next Poshmark sale is this pair of Spanx leather leg flare pant in black, new with tags, size medium tall. These sold for my full asking price of $60 and I will make $48. And ships knit ski logo sweater in white and gray, size small medium. This sold for $30 and I'll make $24. And somebody actually literally threw this at me in the bins. And when of course, Wooden Ships is very like noticeable, like it's got a look to it, and when I saw it and I saw the word ski, I was like, oh, thanks, I'll take this Wooden Ship sweater. You can keep throwing stuff at me. Next Poshmark sale, these are cool. Splash Vintage 90s Y2K wooden platform suede studded clogs, size 9. They sold for $50 and I will make $40. Carol & Co. ribbed full zip 100% cashmere sweater in light gray and latte, size medium. This sweater sold for $150 and I will make $120. Then I sold another cashmere sweater, 27 Miles Malibu 100% cashmere rainbow trim cardigan in navy, ultra soft, size extra small. That sold for $64 and I will make $51. And the last Poshmark sale I have to share is an old reliable. Athleta the Cabo wide leg pant in chambray blue, 100% linen resort wear, 4 tall. They sold for $31 and I will make $24. And then I do have some Depop sales to share with you. I'm so sad. I am so sad. I actually purchased something on Depop. It's been a few weeks now and I was so excited about it. It was not the return to Tiffany, but like the Tiffany classic band that's about this thick and it just says T & Co. and then it's stamped 925 on the outside and the inside says 1997 Tiffany & Co. 925 again. Just that classic band. Someone on Depop had it listed for $30 and it was a size 6, which would have fit these 3 fingers. So I could have worn it on all 3 of these fingers. I outright bought it, and then after I bought it, I took a look at her closet because I was so excited. I was like, oh, have to buy it, because all over the internet, these rings are anywhere from $150 to $250, right in there. And so I outright bought it, and then I went and looked at her closet. Basically, everything else she had listed was for Love and Lemons brand, and she was modeling all of them, so I could tell this is all her personal stuff. She wasn't like a reseller. She wasn't just trying to sell things that she didn't really know about. Like, she knew about these items, and she did sell a Tiffany necklace for $50. So I went ahead and bought it, and then I messaged her after I purchased it because I didn't want anybody else to buy it. And I said, hey, just checking, this is authentic, correct? And she was like, yeah, it is. And I was like, awesome, can't wait to get it. And she shipped it out 2 days later. The post office accepted the package and then it never tracked. So I gave it like a week and then I messaged her and I said, hey, just wondering, how did you ship this item? Because if you're not a reseller, for all I know, maybe you just take this ring and you plop it in a padded flat rate mailer from the post office, or you plop it in a small flat rate box from the post office and it's jingling around and somebody can either hear that it sounds like money or coins, or they can feel it and they can feel that it feels like a ring. That's my assumption. I'm not saying that postal employees are out there stealing stuff, but I do think that this ring perhaps got stolen at the post office, because she dropped it. The label was created. 2 days later, it got accepted by the post office. So that means she went and handed it to the post office and the post office scanned it in. It's not her scanning at the kiosk, because that says something different. That says pre-acceptance postal service awaiting package, something like that, when you scan it at the self-service kiosk. So I could tell that she actually dropped it off at the post office and they received it, and she did everything on her end. And I mean, I guess it could be that she literally wrapped it so small it's literally just lost in the post office, and the package is like this big and it's just lost in the ether somewhere. But so sad, so sad. I was so excited because I already had figured out I was going to wear this ring over here and stack it with this. Don't count your chickens before you have them, I guess. Or don't count your eggs before they hatch. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. I don't know what it is. Anyway, don't get excited for something until it's delivered and you have it in your hands. First Depop sale. Also, ending of that story, I had to open a help ticket, a help request on Depop, and they refunded me because I paid through Depop. I paid through Depop payments. I don't know if that's like, I think you could pay through like Klarna and something else, but I just paid through Depop payments, and they just refunded me, and I already have the money back. But I wish I had the ring and not my money, because $30 would have been a steal of a deal for a Tiffany ring. A Tiffany ring that I've wanted since I was in high school, when everybody else had it, like kind of like the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Everybody had it, and I always wanted everybody having the thing, and I never had it. Anyway, that's okay. Not meant to happen. Not meant to be right now. Maybe I'll thrift a Tiffany ring. Maybe I'll find it at the bins. Okay, now that I've rambled on for a good 3 minutes, first Depop sale. This had so much attention on Depop. I'm talking... Maybe I can see how many likes. Let me see if I can see. This had 13.9 thousand views and 867 clicks. I don't think I can see how many likes it had anymore. Oh, I can. 81 likes on Depop. So that's a lot. So that's quite a lot of attention, I would say, for one item. And this particular item was an item that I got to send out offers on to likers like every single day for the week that it was listed. Lisa International 90s oversized chunky knit cardigan sweater in brat green, size small. It sold for $35 and I will make $32. And something I've noticed on Depop as I'm becoming a more seasoned Depop seller, brand does not really matter. It's kind of like Play-Doh's. If the style is there, that's all that matters. Brand obviously helps, and in some instances, obviously brand matters, like if somebody's specifically looking for a brand name item. But on Depop, I would say it's a lot of style-based things, which is wonderful. It's a great place for like vintage. This was a, what did I say, Lisa International? I don't know what that is, but because of the color and the style, I picked this sweater up. I would never have picked it up based on the brand or the fabric content even, but the style and the color. Anyway, next Depop sale. Halfinger, I think that's how you say it. GC clogs in black wool slip-on clog, size 39. They sold for $55 and I will make $47. And this is another one that had quite a bit of attention on Depop, but this was a boosted item. So maybe that had some sort of help, some sort of reason why it was so highly viewed. This one had 6,000 views, 248 clicks, and 29 likes before it sold on Depop. Next Depop sale, this is exciting. LL Bean Vintage 80s XL Stripe Knit Wool Sweater in green and gray, size large. It sold for $49 and I will make $46. And this sold first thing in the morning on Depop, and then I didn't come into my Poshmark room and immediately do what I always do and, you know, remove all the solds and delist the things that have sold on other platforms, print my labels. I decided to go downstairs and make a coffee first. And while I was downstairs making a coffee, this sweater sold on eBay. So I had to cancel the eBay sale because it was the second one that came in. Fortunately, I know that like jingles up your eBay algorithm, so that's not great. So if you are cross-listing things, be sure to remove them from the other platforms so you don't have that happen to you. And yeah, I think I had a question about that too on my last What Sold video. What happens if something sells on another platform? And I was just like, unfortunately, you have to refund the second person. That's about it. You know, it's not a perfect world, but it happens to me occasionally, and occasionally it happens to me this week. Okay, I don't know if I said that sweater sold for $49 and I'll make $46, and that was a very fast turnaround. And clearly on multiple platforms it had interest. The next Depop sale, CU Boulder Vintage 80s Parent crew neck sweatshirt in black. So this literally said CU Boulder Parent on the bottom of it. Sold for $30 and I will make $28. And the last Depop sale, Rainbow Crafts Vintage Grandpa Square Knit Cottage Core Granola Girl Sweater. It sold for $45 and I will make $42. And then the last sale I have to share is actually on Mercari. House of Harlow 1960 Linen Blend Crop Resort Wear Long Sleeve Smock Top in Gold. It sold for $26.25 and I make the full $26.25 because it was a Depop sale. I mean, a Mercari sale. So that's all the sales I have to share. Like I said, my sales were... And I wouldn't say there was a change in my work, listing, sourcing, all of the above last week. It was just a huge dip in sales, and hopefully, like everybody else has been saying, it has something to do with the election. I'd love to know in the comments below how your sales have been, especially this last week leading up to the election. If you are a US seller, if you're not a US seller, I still want to know how your sales are, but if you're a US seller, are you experiencing the same thing, like a slash in your sales, or is it kind of business as usual? Okay, I'm about to head to the bins now so I can find some more stuff for the rolling rack and we can have another haul video. So let me get to doing that. If you like this video and you want to watch more like it, you can watch this playlist that I made just for you. And as always, if you took the time to watch this video and you spent your social media currency with me today, I so appreciate you. And if you wouldn't mind just hitting like on the way out, that would be awesome. See you next time, friends. Bye.